Hello there, I'm Ariana CP Hunter, real estate broker and financial expert. And today we're going to be talking about what makes me qualified to help you. Well, I was thinking because my daughter got into the business, yay, it took me only what? I was waiting for her to finish college for her to join. And well, she got into the business and I was reminiscing. I was like, oh man, it's been a long time. And I see a lot of people giving advice and I get horrified of the bad advice that is out there. So I wanted to show you what it takes to make me qualified to guide you in what you should look for. Or really, people don't care. People don't care what degrees you have, what certification you have, as long as you are able to help them. But the truth is that it's not just about because I did it for me, because I was able to buy my house, or because I was able to fix my credit. No, 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 no. When you're helping others, there is rules, regulations, control to make sure that you don't do any damage to others and that you know what you're doing. At the beginning, well, you don't have experience, so you have to be under the guidance and supervision of someone who has more experience than you, and therefore they're going to help you build that experience. So that takes time. Through the years, I have many licenses. I haven't kept all of them. At one point, I had an insurance license. Now I only keep my real estate license and the insurance. No. Counseling. Insurance is no more because I found out that that was not my stronghold. It is very intricate work, and I admire them, but it was not my thing, and it was just too much. It gets to be too much when you try to do too much. So I stick to housing and credit. Okay, so the way they used to have it, and I went back because I wanted to show my children, is like this. When you used to work for a broker, of course, every time you change brokers, and I have more, I just kept some of them. I have in a folder. You will get your little copy and they will get your license. Now they don't do it like that. Now it's everything electronic. But you every time you move from your broker, you get your little license. Okay. Then I was looking and I found that I'm also notary public because you need to know all my licenses to the business in the different cities I have lived. My first one was my certificate, and then I have my associate. That's my notary, but this is the big guys here. I went to Texas real estate, Texas A&M for real estate, but before that I was also in business in California before I moved to Texas. So at one point I also have my appraisal because I don't have my appraisal license, but I did study appraisal because at one point I wanted to do that. But then I decided, no, again, it was too much. There's so many ways you can go with this, so you always have to go back and narrow it down. My associates, and then let me get my bachelor's here. And these are formal, right? But then comes the specialization. Look, I found a little picture when I finished. My mama was so proud. And again, I keep them all because there's so many that I don't keep everything. Then I have my little transcripts because that you have to keep handy. And from the wall, because I got from the wall, let's see, this ones. And these ones are Consumer Data Industry Association. This is for people who certificate in basically touching people's credit. You have to be certified. You have to have education to coach and counsel. The NFCC, Certified Credit Counselor. So I'm a certified credit counselor. So, like I said, there's so many. I know a lot, and then I can't remember where I learned it, but that's not important. The important thing is that I know how to do it. It's just that I have studied so much, and I have, you have to in order to help others. And so, like I said, it's been a long, long time, but a long journey, over 20 years, progressively. I always help people. I love what I do. But I also have worked. Now I have not always been on my own. I have worked for brokers, and they have guided me and polished me and helped me with get my experience. I have lost many brokers. Believe it or not, you wouldn't think that people die on you. I have lost my brokers because they passed on. And finally, until I became educated enough to be my broker, myself, independent, and not have to work for anyone else. I also have worked for banks in the mortgage, in the credit departments, where I was waiting to regain my education from state to state because they don't work with each other. So I had to start from scratch when I moved to Texas. And so during the period where I was waiting, I still work in real estate, in mortgage. I did foreclosures. I did credit card. I did counseling. Uh, Everything that's related to money is my thing, and helping people solve their credit problems, because without credit you cannot buy a house, right? Or you can, without credit you cannot keep a house. And so, like I said, you have to look for these things for people who help you. Mostly, like I said, that does not mean anything if people cannot help you. But you do have to, you want to get sound advice. You want to make sure that they have the education and background so that you are getting good advice. It's not just because they did it for themselves. That is not enough to touch anyone. That is not ethical, and that is not moral, and that is irresponsible. I also have read books. I have books that are, I was doing all the time doing the, I've been around with the Wells Fargo drama of all the foreclosures before, when they were starting. During the time that I was starting, I was there. I was giving people loans and helping them buy houses, and that's one of the reasons that I moved to another state, because that state was going under, and it was too unethical, and there was a lot of corruption. And because there is a lot of corruption, but not in the state where I reside now, the one of the most strictest states there is, and I love it. That's why I moved here, because I like to go by the law. And so I wrote a book on that. I followed those loans, and I saw what happened to people, and I already knew it was going to happen because it was wrong. Some people could not afford $1 million house on their salaries, and that was obvious, common sense. But a lot of people, they were greedy, and some of them are in jail, some of them are no longer in the business because of that. So anyway, reminiscing, check out, make sure people have enough to help you, enough experience, enough education to help you with your problems. So until next time, bye bye.